You're listening to the Running Around Charlotte podcast, presented by the Novant Health Charlotte Marathon. Find out more or register at runcharlotte.com. Now, here are your hosts for the Running Around Charlotte podcast, Tim Rhodes and DC Lucchese.
Here we go, and welcome back to the Running Around Charlotte podcast, coming to you live. Well, as we discussed, not live, we're recording it
live-ish.
Exactly. Live related here at the Novant Health Charlotte Marathon Expo, presented by our friends at Fleet. I am excited today because it's a bit now that we have Lisa Landrum was the very first guest on the show. Gosh, like 5+ years ago.
A while ago.
Yeah, and now it's like a bit that every year we have her back. And this year we've doubled down on it with Brian Mister. Why, DC, why do you have both these guys on the show? Well, it's fair. It's a fair question because, 177 people move here every day, so they may be like, who are these cats? Well, for starters, there's some of the folks behind the Around the Crown 10K, the Noda 5K, and now the RaceFest half marathon in spring. And they're also the folks behind the Crown Collective.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I'm probably leaving some stuff out, but suffice to say, Lisa, Brian, welcome to the Running Around Charlotte podcast.
Thanks for having us,
Yeah.
DC. Wouldn't miss it. I mark it every year, and it's on my calendar for next year, too. So.
That's great. All right, there you go. So
yes.
One guest on the podcast already for next year. Perfect. Well,
The fans are lining up.
I know, right? Exactly. They literally are lined up back there. It's like, wow, this is going to be a hell of a day. But thank you so much. And let's just go ahead and start with this for the folks who are new. Let's go ahead and start from the beginning. Around the Crown 10K, it's like, Brian, I knew you before that. Well, at least I've known you for, let's just say a minute. We'll leave it at that, and we'll start. Right, oh my gosh. Let's start with Around the Crown 10K. You used to be at Run for Your Life doing retail, and you're like, I've got a great idea.
Let's shut down a highway. And here we are coming up on year 8. 2026 will be year 8 of Around the Crown. The idea just came from being upset on a highway one day, driving on it, and said, gosh, I need to be out here running this thing. And my wife made that stupid idea look really good. Yeah, and then along the way, we've gotten to work with Lisa unknowingly, I think, from year 1. And then she's grown into the role that she is now over those last 7 years. And Crown Collective was formed from her forward motion and combined with Charlotte Summer Track Series. Then Noda 5K came into the picture, then Charlotte RaceFest. And now we've got these little family of races and events throughout the city. Which is like hard to believe. Because Lisa, you've always been running. I think I can't remember if I met you the first time through running or if I met you the first time when the kids were at Cotswold or whatever. Or because we both had that same old beat van.
Yes, we did.
It's like, I don't know, one of those things.
Oh, my God. The Rutan.
Go with God, right?
Yes, I think running. I remember running. And I remember at the YMCA, the Harris YMCA, being there talking about Charlotte Marathon was the first marathon that I did here in Charlotte. So ever since then, just thick as thieves, DC.
Oh, man, it's like, and then it's like, and all that kind of intersects, and you're like, wait a minute. And just, I mathed this the other day for somebody. Since the Rona, more than 250,000 people have moved here. Ow. So think, right, I know you're like, oh, good grief. So think about how many people have moved here since we've known each other.
Yeah, totally.
That's a lot of people.
Curiosity, what was the year of this? Because did I know you around that same time? Or was I later in the picture? Just thinking of Whitewater Center days.
Oh, my gosh, I forgot about Whitewater Center days.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Oh, yeah. When Adam and Cooper and I were out there having a little party.
I'm going to have to say that
I'm sure she was.
Lisa go further back.
I'm sure. I just wonder how much further.
I think kids too. I think we had a connection at St. Gabe's with the kids as well.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that too. Good grief. Yeah, it's
a lot of.
I've been here for a minute.
Yeah.
There's some interweaving for sure.
Yes, definitely.
Lots of stuff going on.
But running is the common thread.
Yes, running is the common thread.
It is always.
Right, it's the common thread, and it's it's what's got what everybody here at the Expo to here today. It's what brings all the people out to to the events. Running has, as our good buddy Dan Keller from over at Charlotte Running Company said the other day, it is a great time to be in running. It's a great time to be running. I'm like, brother, that is wise words for a wise man.
Yeah. DC and I were walking in the parking garage this morning, and we happened to pull in at the same time. I got the little toot from a Jeep behind me, and I was like, I know that Jeep back there. And then we were walking through the parking garage, and it was just, I said something to DC. I was like, it's cool to see these stickers on the back of cars, like the 26.2, the Charlotte Running Club, the Charlotte Marathon. Like, it was just fun to walk through and feel like I'm with my people today.
Yeah.
I can feel that everyone here has got the same purpose and that same thread running through things. It's good.
And think, and all those new people, right? I mean, we were talking to Nick Sturdivant earlier on the show, right? And I was like, think about, he's just come to running in the last 18 months, right? And I said, think about that. And he's lived in Charlotte for a minute, right?
Yeah.
I said, think about all the people who've come to running since the Rona, and how many people who did not see themselves in running prior to that. And now you look around here and it's like all ages and sizes and shapes and colors and stuff like that. And you're like, this really is
I think
connecting.
People are seeing themselves at different races and in different events, and then they think, oh, I can do that too.
Yeah.
And so that can begin a whole new experience for them.
Yeah, I think
which is cool.
the hobby of running started during the pandemic, and then we're starting to see those people transition over from a hobby of running to now getting into racing a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool to see. I mean, from what we're seeing on our side, and I'm sure on your side too, like every race is growing right now. It doesn't matter if it's the 200-person like Girl Scout 5K down at the park, or if it's the Novant Health Charlotte Marathon. Like everything is just experiencing the growth right now. And some of that's, I'm sure, the hobby of running. Some of it's the growth of Charlotte. Would you say 177?
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
That number, I think, goes up every month.
That's right.
I'm sure
it
it does.
Yeah. I love going to the Charlotte Business Alliance meetings when they trot out that new number. I'm like, dude, oh my gosh. I'm glad I'm not having to math that. It's way beyond me. But I'm happy to parrot it because I'm like, hey, you guys are legit. I'll take that number as being a real number. But, I mean, all you have to do is run or ride your bike around town. You're like, it's a lot traffickier than
Or
it
get on
was.
Providence Road going south.
Don't even talk to me.
At 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Or whipping up Randolph to come into Uptown, or Providence to come into Uptown. You're like, good grief. You're like, this is killing me. But again, those are the things that come with living in a city that's growing, like this. I'm thrilled to be here. Thrilled to be a part of a town that people want to be in. Thrilled to be part of a community that people continue to want to be involved in.
Yeah.
And being around folks like you who are, changing things for that. I mean, like you said, who hasn't been on a road or on the highway or whatever? Like, hell, I could run faster than this. I could walk faster than this. You're like, and you turned that into a real thing, and people embraced that. I mean, that was a big gamble.
I think that's a true example for racing too. When you cross that finish line, you're like, oh man, I can do that. I didn't realize I could do that. I didn't know the city was going to let me shut down a highway. I didn't realize I could finish a 5K. And the next thing you do, it's then, all right, cool. I'm going to go test out a 10K. I'm going to go test out a half marathon, and it just keeps going. I mean, it's again back to that thread. Yeah.
And when we didn't talk about this when you were on that the runners panel a few minutes ago, but I did ask somebody else this earlier. It's like, even if you've been running for a long time or just a little bit, do you remember the first time that you ran 10 miles or ran 20 miles or stuff like that? Forget your first marathon or first whatever. It's like, oh yeah, do you remember the first time you ran double digits or that first time you did a thing? You're like, I remember it.
Yeah.
The first time I ran 60 minutes without stopping, it's around the Hyper building at Indiana University on an indoor track. And I remember looking at the clock and just watching that minute hand go around and took forever. But I'll never forget that.
My first race in Charlotte, RIP, was the Hog Jog 5K.
I obliquely remember that.
Yeah? It was a barbecue festival downtown. It was the best.
I do remember
So you'd be climbing back over there on now what is Queen's Climb, what we call Queen's Climb, and you could already smell these 52-foot tractor trailers just cooking up whole pigs. And it was aggressive, and I remember thinking like how hard that was and just how accomplished I felt at the end of it, mainly because of the amount of barbecue that I ate. You write it off at that point.
Yeah.
Like I probably burned at least
a billion calories.
At least 4 sandwiches worth there.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and get that back in collards and mac and cheese. Oh.
Get that back in mac and cheese.
Yeah, that one I remember, and Chris Elkins up at university doing the Ruby Roo, Run Bike Run, they used to do on UNC Charlotte's campus.
God.
That one was fun. I skipped the bike. I just did Roo, and Had a good time with it, but I remember that being like the introduction to it. I still have that bib actually in my glove compartment. I keep it there just to kind of be like a little memory of what it was. And I still have the first pair of ASICS shorts that I bought from Chris Elkins back in like 2012.
Are those in your glove compartment too?
No, they're still active. They're in the rotation. Yeah, they're in the rotation still.
Oh my God!
Yeah, they're good.
With a liner or without liner, Brian?
Oh, the question of the week from Run It Back. With a liner. With a liner.
Well,
the only way to go.
But does the liner still exist?
The liner exists.
I mean,
ASICS making a solid product back then,
That's
and
awesome.
probably still. Yeah.
No, because I think I've let many a pair go because the liner has said,
yeah,
I'm checking out.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is like not even a thing anymore.
Can't do it.
So it's fun. It is fun to think about, like, all right, Ruby Roo unfortunately is gone, and unfortunately Hog Dog's gone. But they did exist for a very long time. It's cool to think about some of these races that are coming in now that could be the next 15-year run of whatever that race might be, or it's fun to see some of these older races too, be it Corporate Cup or Greek Fest, or there's some good ones out there in Charlotte.
There are, and I know you and I have discussed this before too, and that you don't run club, but I mean you run a ton of miles, and I will occasionally, shake babies and kiss hands at a run club, but I'm not really probably gonna run club with you because you're like running at 6:30 at night, or you're running at my coffee time in the morning at 5. I'm up at 5, but I don't want to be running at 5.
Yeah.
I've moved past that, but that's just me. But think about that when Noda Run Club started, right?
Yeah.
And, you get 30, 40 people out there, or maybe less on some days, and you'd be like, wow, this is amazing. Now it's, I think, 82 run clubs now on the Charlotte Run Club
and
website.
climbing.
80, and that's just like in the area, right? It's like you get a little further out.
Oh, that's like Mooresville to Fort Mill. I bet is probably over 100, at this point.
Count on it at this point. I'd be like, there's, which I think goes back to our whole thing about the community piece, is like whoever and whenever and whatever time you can probably find somebody to run with, which is
for sure
just fantastic.
Yeah. I think when we started Noda Run Club back in 2011 or 12, the first time we did it, I think 3 people came out, and I was like so impressed. I was like, oh my gosh, other people want to do this? Like, this is so cool.
Like, I
have a friend to run with now. And I actually saw one of them here today. He came over, and I was like, Brett, what's up, man? Like, it was cool. We had one of the first pictures we took was that we took the group into the back of the brewery and took this photo and like did a brewery tour with them. I think it was 13 of us. And Blair Primus was one of them. Gosh, I'm trying to remember who else was in that group. It was just like this core group, and that thing grew like wildfire. And I remember that was, you also had, the Smelly Cat group going at that time. You had P-Stone going at that time.
Yeah.
I feel like there's probably a couple other groups going too, but now just to know, 100 plus in the area is wild.
And then, I mean, like maybe Bart Smart might have, 6, 8, 10 folks, but for every one of those, there's something that's got 60 or 80 people on a freaking Wednesday.
For sure.
Or in some of the cases, like a Mad Miles or a Barn Burner, you might have 100-something people out there. You're like, oh, good grief. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that is awesome that people can find themselves that opportunity, and those barriers to prevent somebody from running, like a time, a place, a partner, people like me, or whatever, or a pace like mine.
Right.
It's like those are slowly falling away as this town gets bigger and embraces more of that. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
and what we're really trying to do is kind of like what I just spoke about with the races. Like if you can see somebody that is like you at a run club or runs the same pace you do, and to not be intimidated to walk up to those run clubs, that's key. So we're trying to break down some of those barriers.
Go ahead.
Oh, the only thing I was going to add to that is I think that it's just this revolving wheel of like you talk about barn burners or Mad Miles, but just thinking barn burners for a second. Like Rico's got this amazing club out there, and it's not being done in private. It is on the Greenway that I think could totally be seen as a negative. But it's not, because Rico's energy is just insane. And same with Cornell at Mad Miles. But what's great about it too is just like everyone sees you out there doing it, and you're going to see someone that looks like you doing that run club.
Yep.
And I think if you see that from the run club side, it's one thing. I think the other like top of the funnel, if you will, is cheer stations. Like when you're out there cheering for it, and that's how you're going to interact with your niece running this time, or whoever might be your friend. Yeah. You then recognize, oh man, there's someone else out there that looks like me, and I'm cheering. Like maybe I should do that next year, kind of thing. So it's cool to see this revolving wheel. It just kind of keeps churning in new people into the community.
Yeah. And I think the approachability that events have now, and I give you guys big credit for that, for making events feel more, because when you say, oh my God, marathon, that's a tough nut, dude. Like,
it's a barrier of entry, the word itself.
Right, literally the word, oh boy. Or when people say, oh, I'm just doing the half. I'm like, no.
The J word needs to get out of our language.
I have corrected at least 5 people
today. I'm like slapping
I'm like,
people.
don't say that.
Yeah.
Or
don't
like,
just say
I
half.
downgraded. No, you didn't downgrade to the half. You chose that, and that's totally cool.
Yeah.
That is 100% cool. But I think having more events, and we all remember like the color runs and the other stuff like that. They're like
at the Speedway, the color run.
Right,
at the Speedway,
and I'm like,
man, that was fun.
Here we go. I said that is the gateway drug to somebody going like, okay, if I can come out there and faff about over a couple of miles, then what's preventing me from doing that in a more, I guess, like the one we're going to think about is like an organized or formal fashion, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, totally, right? It's like, or when somebody says, oh, yeah, I'm just fun runner, great. Fun run that darn half marathon, or fun run that marathon, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't always have to be about grinding out, and it can 100% be approachable. And I think seeing events that have, approachability from the jump is great for running, great for events, and then seeing races have, or marathons, half marathons have longer and longer cutoff times, I think is responding to what people want, right? They're like, I want to be able to do it. I want to be able to call myself a marathoner or a half marathoner. I'm like, let's do that, right?
I think with Crown Collective, that is definitely a next step for us of like, what are these things, when we started this, and same with Around the Crown, and probably same with Forward Motion or Run Charlotte Run, like you're building the plane as it takes off, and you're going to figure out what it is and what the community needs, and we're figuring some of that out now. And I think one of those things, somewhat from Lisa's work in safety side of things and knowing the city and how to talk to them, is like being this advocate for races in town, and some of that is the pace maximum. That's a battle we want to continue to. Battle's not the right word. That's a conversation I want to continue to have with our city and let them understand the economic impact of Charlotte Marathon during an entire weekend and what that looks like for hotels and restaurants and light rail and everything else. And
well,
just
if I can interrupt, all the events together.
Yeah.
Right? You start talking about all the people and all the money and all the time that is spent on
it is a large
running.
Industry.
Let's go.
And talk about the brands here. Talk about Recover being North Carolina brand, Features being North Carolina brand.
Yeah.
Like we've got it going on, and I think it is starting to be recognized. So I don't want to say this as a negative. I think we're starting to turn a new leaf a little bit, and it's been exciting to be able to get into some of those rooms and some of those conversations as Crown Collective continues to grow, and talking about what it could look like to have a walking pace for X distances or whatever that may be. Because if you're looking at Charleston, or if you're looking at Atlanta, Richmond, we're doing it. They're doing it. We should look up to them. We should aspire. So it's exciting to make it more approachable.
Yeah, and it's like, when you talk about, I get it, like Disney's 8 hours, they're in a closed environment, so it's like, okay, you can be an outlier, but it's like, where do other events, like you said, how do other events continue that conversation and go like, okay, it's like this is what the people want, and this is a place people want to be and do it in. Let's figure out a way to embrace that so we can create those win-win-wins. And I get it, police, fire, and public safety, being part of events, there's really not a win for you. It's like it's all risk and there's no reward. So it's like, I understand that and I appreciate that. It's a different situation, but I think we're on the precipice of something really spectacular. I don't think we've hit the top of that bell curve. I'm being super bullish on running, and I'm trying to lead the conversation on I don't like to call them races anymore. I like to call them events because
Yeah.
I don't think you have to race. I think
like
you can
that.
just freaking come out.
Yeah.
You can come out and run, dude. It's
Completely
great.
agree. And I think you know the precipice and like not being at the apex, because we're not. We're still climbing right now.
Yeah.
I think you're seeing it through transportation taxes getting passed. I think you're seeing it through the Greenway announcement of the bridge over 277 finally. I think we're seeing it on the greenways on the outskirts too. Like, hey, it's cool what's happening in Center City. Go up to Huntersville, go up to University, and see all the greenways they're doing. I think Charlotte's starting to get its stride a little bit. We'll say that.
I was going to say, it's starting to come into its own with just the momentum of, the people, right?
Yeah.
Like we are all trying to kind of harness that and ride with it and encourage the city to embrace it.
Yep.
And it is a win-win.
Yeah.
Like it is a win-win for everybody, and it's exciting to be a part of it.
Yeah, and I think it's like talking about the Greenway. It's like we've all been around here long enough to when they pulled the lid off of, for those who are new, you can look it up. There used to, on the Little Sugar Creek Greenway, right there near Kings Drive, it used to be covered up.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And when they lifted the lid on that, we're like, oh, that's okay. It was horrible.
Yeah.
And now it's like the crown jewel of the freaking Greenway system, and people kind of pushed back a little bit on that. At first, they're like, is this where money should be spent? Is this a good idea? And now it's like and for years has been the most requested amenity, if you will. I don't even call it amenity. I think it's almost a necessity. Right? It's like the bigger the city gets, the less opportunity you have to be outside, the more important spaces and places like that are, right, for people to get themselves out there on it. And it's like, now it's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Can you even imagine pushing back on, I'm not sure we should build a greenway. I'm not sure that's a great idea. I'm like, come on, man.
Change is scary.
It is. You're right. Especially when you're spending money on it. You're like, oh, change that I have to spend money on, but I'm not sure about these things. But I look at, like I said, not quite at the bell curve yet, and I think it's probably going to be a minute. I feel really good about that. Where do you guys see all this going? Lisa, I'll start with you. Where do you see this? Where do you think this running community could top out?
Oh, geez. I don't know. I think that in terms of, just the growth and the accessibility and again, breaking down the barrier of getting to a run club or of, being intimidated that I can't run 8-minute miles or whatever. Like those things, the more we talk about them and the more we kind of just normalize that it's not a race, it's an event. Come out to the event. Come and cheer.
Celebration.
It's a celebration of our city. And I think as more people move into the city, run clubs are becoming a true hub to get to know people.
Absolutely.
And to get to know neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And I just see it getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah. I think the next thing I'll say on that too is, the runners are, the core of this. They're the hub of this whole wheel that's spinning around. But I think another piece that we're starting to see too from the industry side of things is conferences are starting to look here. Running USA has us on their map now. That was not a thing a couple of years ago. Like, that's awesome to see that they're considering us. Maybe we're not getting chosen yet, but we're in the top 5.
Yeah.
They're talking, we just had, this is 2 years ago, RIDC came here for a meetup. We're starting to get those looks on that side of it, and I think the other side of it too is the business part of it. I mentioned features and recover and some of that, the people that are out here, but you're seeing more of that now too, and I think that part matters as well when those dollars are coming in. And be it that, and I'm going to lean into like our sustainability side of things a little bit that we have with Crown Collective, and y'all obviously too, like with Recover being here. But
and Hiccup. I saw Hiccup.
And Hiccup, Christina's here. I talked to
Yeah.
Christina for a second. 5 of the aid stations are going to have Hiccup.
That's
She had
awesome.
like 50,000 cups or 70,000 cups. They're going to be out there. That's
Let me catch folks up real fast. If you don't know what Hiccup is, a reusable silicone cup that it would be great to have them across the entirety of their marathon, but it's just not feasible and they don't have the inventory. But long story short, in the beginning parts of the marathon courses and at the Around the Crown 10K and probably some of your other events as well.
all of them.
All of them.
All of them. There we go. They utilize this cup that can be used, cleaned, and then reused, because the reality of it is we all love running and we all love events, but they do leave kind of a footprint, right? And so everybody's trying to do not everybody, but a lot of people are trying to do their very best to minimize the the environmental impact that these events have. And one of them is by using brands like Recover. You guys can look that up too.
Yeah.
to do the official merch for all of our events,
all of
right?
them.
For all of our events
Yeah.
and many other events as well. So that's a big thing. And utilizing opportunities like Hiccup to have a reusable cups. I can't remember the thousands of cups that it takes out of
gosh.
just the marathon. Forget about the other 5 events that are in that, and forget about all the other events. It's like, oh my gosh, between Around the Crown and the marathon, think about how many cups
Right.
that takes out of the
Yeah.
out of the landfill. That's a ton of cups.
Where I was going
Yeah.
there was
Yeah,
just,
sorry.
and this is
Yeah, I'm sorry.
completely random, and I'm just like slightly addicted to them a little bit, is the announcement this week that Scout chose its headquarters here in Charlotte. It's like, that's silly, but it's also an
That's
EV company
nice.
choosing here.
Yeah.
The manufacturing's in South
1,200
Carolina.
jobs.
And that, to me, goes back to sustainability.
Yeah.
I think if people are sustainable, they naturally are then more active. Because I think about, again, my starts in running. And yes, the hog jog was the first one, but I think soon after that, I was out at the Whitewater Center, and that's where I hit my first double digits. It was on the trails. I probably walked half of it, but I was in the trails for so long.
Yeah.
It was a blast. And I remember becoming more environmentally aware, because when you see trash in the woods, it's a lot more unnatural than seeing trash on the side of a road. And I remember thinking back then of like, that's where the idea of Hiccup came from early with Around the Crown and some of these things. It's like, on a trail race, we just like all carry bottles and do whatever you want. If you see a cup on the ground, like you pick it up and you take it to the next aid station and you throw it away there. Like we should bring that over to road running as well. And I think seeing some of these more environmentally focused companies like Scout and plenty of other ones coming to Charlotte, I think is another good sign of we're still climbing that hill.
Yeah,
Things are heading
totally,
upwards
totally,
right now. It's good for Charlotte, and I think it's good for environmentally focused.
100%.
companies.
And to chime in on that, it's like, the more people that are out running and walking, the more people are going to notice things like that. If you're driving everywhere, you're not seeing there's trash on the sidewalk or trash in the median because you're driving past it. But if you're going by, your whatever your pace is, and you're like,
Changing
I
that
saw
speed
it.
limit.
Changing the speed limit
Changing that
all
speed
day.
limit and looking around.
Exactly. You're going to see it, and you're going to like, why is the sidewalk so dirty now? Like, oh, we should do something about that. In the community, the bigger it gets, the more it will take note, and the more it will affect change.
100%. Yeah,
For sure.
agreed.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down. And thanks for not calling me on where I think running tops out, because I don't think it's. I agree with both.
It's not on my radar.
I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah.
I don't think we're there yet. I don't
haven't
know
even
what it looks
thought.
like.
Yeah, I don't either.
But here's my canary in the coal mine on that. When I spoke to you the other day, and you said one of the folks you're training, one of Lisa's many, many hats is forward motion, and where you train high school athletes and adult athletes. And you're like, one of the guys I'm training is getting ready for the Charlotte Marathon. And I'm like, that's awesome. To me, it's like years and years and years ago, not even that many years ago, you didn't have that many people. You're like, people just kind of ran it because they were doing something else or whatever. But now people are like, this is my A race.
Yeah.
This is my A race.
Definitely.
I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It was
I'm
his.
like-
It is his first marathon. Howard, shout out.
Right on,
Crush it
Howard.
tomorrow.
Get after it,
Yeah,
Howard.
right on.
And he identified it. I don't know. I think last year. I think he was
Yeah.
actually a spectator and
Yeah.
said, "I can do that. I'm going to train for it next year."
Yeah.
So here we are.
Well, just an hour ago, lady from Cleveland, lady from Canada.
Yep.
First marathon. I'm like,
It's amazing.
I need to stop being surprised.
True. Yeah.
I need to shut my mouth. Like, why am I surprised? I shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Charlotte's
It's the 14th fastest growing, 14th largest city in the country.
and we're becoming a running destination.
Yeah.
That's our goal,
Yeah.
right?
It's cool to see too. We're talking about Recover and different brands. Like what the presence is here today at the Expo. It gets bigger and feels bigger every year.
Yeah.
Recover one again. Shout out there, like just what their setup looks like with the 27XL shirt and everything they got going on over there. But the other one too. Charlotte Running Company bringing in Nike and their huge Run Charlotte with the map and everything they're
Looks
doing.
great, dude.
It's cool to see Fleet Feet, Charlotte Running Company, Run for Your Life, everyone out here, and all the different brands they're bringing in the reps that are here. It's just it's another family reunion.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like that. I can't remember who said, but it's like the bigger the pie, the more everybody gets to take part in, right?
Yeah.
No one's taking anything away. We're all
Exactly.
making it bigger.
Exactly, which I think is great. And like I said, and I give all kinds of credit to you guys and what y'all are doing for
Right back at you.
looking right at that and going like, let's roll that out a little further, shall we?
Yeah.
It's
That's what it's about.
Completely agreed.
Indubitably. All right. And when does registration open for Around the Crown?
So we have another 277 day coming up.
Yo, that's
So
right. I
that
saw it
is
in the
December
email.
3rd.
Saw it in the email. That's right.
So set those alarms. Get that.
That's
Get that finger ready to hit enter. So 277 spots will open up on December 3rd, and they will be 2770, and they will go quick.
Oh, yeah.
Starting at 7:04 a.m.
7:04 a.m. And then in January, we will have our official launch party at Noda Brewing, January 10th.
Yep, Saturday.
10th. Yep.
Unless it gets iced out like last year's, and then we'll move it one day after that.
Yeah.
But you never know with the good old Charlotte winter weather.
Right, it was 28 degrees, 3 days ago?
And today's
70.
70. Yep.
Today's 75.
You're like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I don't even know what I'm doing.
yeah. But yeah, that'll open up.
Yeah.
We also have Charlotte RaceFest opened up now. Just got that guy in the
right
Crown
on.
Collective family.
There you go.
Took out 85 feet of elevation from the course, so that'll be exciting. Hopefully some PRs in 2026. And Noda 5Ks opened up. Summer Track Series coming back. Forward Motion Camp for high schoolers coming up. Middle schoolers.
Clinic for middle schoolers coming up, all girls. But we have partnered with somebody else to include the boys as well. So
Nice.
girls and boys, come on out January.
Right on.
Just taking care of that next generation too, which again,
That's the long game,
Yeah,
right?
that's the long game.
That is
Just-
totally the long game. I love it. I love it. That is fantastic. And nobody expects you to remember all that, but you can always just rewind this back 15 seconds. You can hear it all again. Or you just go to the Crown Collective website where you can look at the show notes on this and find it all there as well. Lisa and Brian, love you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time. And thank you for being on this episode of the Running Around Charlotte podcast.
The Running Around Charlotte podcast is presented by the Novant Health Charlotte Marathon. Running Around Charlotte is produced in partnership with Well Done Media and Marketing. New episodes are available every week, anywhere you listen to podcasts.